Hello Capricorn, welcome to your 2017 forecast. This is for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising. Thank you for joining me. And the new year begins with Mercury retrograde in your sign. So this is actually can be just a perfect time for you to rethink things. And also, we just had the Capricorn new moon on the 28th. The new year beginning with a Mercury retrograde does mean that it can get off to a little bit of a slower start. However, it's just for a week, and it just means that people might take some time off that first week. They're not back from holidays, or their head just isn't totally in it. But once we get past that, for 3 weeks, we have all the planets in a direct motion, so it really starts to pick up a lot of steam and full speed ahead. We will have 4 Mercury retrogrades this year, 3 of them being in Earth signs. You're an Earth sign. This is a very positive combination for you. With this rethink of Mercury retrograde is rethink about what you want to do for yourself, what brings you happiness, and expanding a positive attitude of life and learning more, and even some trips and travel. February, we have the eclipse month, and the lunar eclipse is on February 10th. It is highlighting your money houses. So some things around money can come up to an awareness. So here, the larger picture, and this is the way to listen to the astrology, is just to get an overview. And what is not only to know what you can expect to happen, but to know how you can use the energies of the planets to help you in your life to achieve what you want. So when we have the Mercury retrogrades, they are going to be going into the houses that are actually very favorable houses for more joy and happiness in life. So it's like, what do I want? What makes me happy? And how can I expand my world? And then in February, that because it's going off in the financial sectors, and an eclipse can bring to an awareness, bring to light, darkness to light, bring to light the gifts that you have within that can create more prosperity and abundance in your life, and to bring things back into balance between what you owe in the world versus what you're taking in. That's like accounting. Now, March is a very busy month. We have a Jupiter-Uranus opposition, and that is in the sector. And by the way, 2017 should be a easier year than we've had in the recent years, because Jupiter is involved with 9 out of the 13 of the major aspects happening. And Jupiter is a benefic planet. It's a planet of opportunity. And this one in March, and all of this energy started off like we had a precursor in late 2016. It comes around again in March. Opportunities for you about expanding your career, being seen in your career, and really this rattling around in your subconscious to become aware and enlightened over any early conditioning, early belief system that you might have adopted, that even if it was said to you in good intentions, that held you back in some way, that made you a little bit reluctant to take a risk or totally believe in yourself or in what you can do. So this is a very strong conscious raising time frame that can forward what you want to do in life, especially around your career. Now, March, we also have Venus going retrograde. She's going retrograde in a sector of your chart that has to do with where you live. Now, this can mean that you decide that where you live, you need to want to make it different in some way. Maybe it's furniture, maybe it's paint, maybe it's moving, but some way about where you're living to look and see if you really still like it or if you're just tolerating it. And if you feel that you're just tolerating it, then this time frame of the Venus retrograde, you can go, oh, what am I going to do? What should I do? What's best for me to do about it? So mulling it over. It also can bring up some differences in your family, your family structure, who wants what in the family, or who expects what, or who thinks what. That's family for you, right? There could just be some stuff that comes up. At the end of March, we have a Jupiter-Pluto energy. And Jupiter-Pluto wants big things. And Pluto is in your sign. This is your time it is about thinking big. For what is right for you, not what somebody else is a big thing to go after. But what feels right for you? What would be a big thing for you to do? And this energy is also connected to what more can I do? It's a push energy. I want to push something out. So you can find yourself giving extra time or effort into your career or anything in your life that is important for you to push forward in. April is another big month. We have Saturn goes retrograde. Saturn is in Sagittarius. This is the last year it will be in Sagittarius. It's in a sector of your world behind you that represents really becoming very conscious, where you can be your own worst enemy. Very bluntly, it's like, where do I hold myself back? Where do I trip myself back up? So that energy is very strong in April when it's stationed. In addition to that, remember, Venus is still retrograde, and because Venus is murking around in the subconscious part of the chart, there can be, whether it was around relationships, Venus retrograde on a planetary wise is rethink relationships, but personally for Capricorn, were there any early relationships in your life that you're rethinking now, that especially because of the Saturn and the sector of where you could be your own worst enemy, adopted a belief that, like, wait a minute, no wonder I'm not accomplishing, or this is an issue here, and maybe it's a financial, over and over again, the same problems keep coming up, or relationship, the same problems keep coming up. This awareness energy around that. Now, Venus does go direct on the 15th, and she goes direct connected to Saturn and connected to Chiron. And this is a sense of healing things from the past so you can move forward. And Pluto at the end of the month is going retrograde, so Pluto has this extra strength at that time, and Pluto is about empowerment. And if your sun sign is close to where Pluto is, then this can be a time where you make a significant change in your life. You let something go and you move forward. May, energy eases up a little bit. The North Node, which has been hanging out in Virgo for the year and a half, saying, hey, get healthy, be healthy, proliferation of understanding of organic foods, or maybe nutritional, more like fresh market, healthy food stores popping up here and there, or yoga studios popping up here and there. Now it's shifting into Leo, and that's a reminder that the special moments in life are important. They're significant. The birthdays, the anniversaries, they're milestones in our life, and they have meaning. So there's this shift, and a solid shift into the next 18 months of understanding and embracing that. And Saturn also will be one of the reasons the energy smooths out. Saturn trine Uranus. And that is very helpful for you in terms of this deeper understanding of your subconscious and your spirituality, and how it's interconnected to your success, overall success and happiness in life. June 4th, Jupiter moves direct. It's moving, its strongest point is a direct or retrograde. It's moving direct in your career sector. So if you're looking for more freedom, and it also can be that you just take some time off. You have in June, it's like, okay, I have a little freedom around my work, so I'm going to take a little time off. But if you're looking for an opportunity around job change, movement, that's a good time too. August, we're back into that eclipse season. The 7th of August, we have a lunar eclipse, highlighting once again your abundance factor. Do I have the finances that I want? To have the freedom that I want in my life? And is the money coming in versus the money putting out? Am I happy with it? If not, and it also is highlighting your long-term financial future, especially on the 21st. And during the solar eclipse, which is the 21st, Mercury will have gone retrograde on the 12th. And that is that Mercury retrograde. This is a wisdom. It's activating that wisdom, that belief. What is it that I believe in? And activating, again, that long-term security for yourself. Will I have the long-term security that I want? And not to get wigged out about it. It's something you already know anyway, that you, as a Capricorn, can look at the future and go, will I have the security I want in the future? And what's security anyways? Part of it's just a big joke. There's only so much we can control, but that which we can, let's control, right? So that's part of that message for you. September 5th, but with ease. There is a with ease, because there's the spiritual consciousness raising that's so strong in your chart this year. September, we have Mercury going direct, and we have another Uranus-Jupiter opposition about that consciousness raising that helps you in what you want to do in life. And then we have Pluto going direct in your sign, another empowerment time to move forward. October, Jupiter goes into Scorpio from Libra, and that will be there for a year, from October 10th until the 2018. And at that time, so you will have a year of Jupiter being in a part of your chart about expanding connections. Who do you know? Connections that can help you. First off, just friendships, people you can connect with. But second tier is groups and organizations that are somehow connected with what is important to you in life, and there can be a mutual benefit. They know this person over here, and I want to end up in a job over here, or I want to end up, traveling here, and they know somebody, and I can, all that kind of stuff. Then November 11th, 11/11, we have an exact, the energy will be the whole month, but we'll have an exact Saturn trine Uranus again. This is the last trine of this movement for you of spiritual awareness, awakening, and having more harmony. And when you close the door, when you go home from work, have more inner harmony and inner peace and inner stability, really from your core. And then December, Mercury goes retrograde. Now this one is in a fire sign, and it's in Sagittarius, which is that last month of where Saturn is in Sagittarius. Last time for 28 years. And this is a huge deal, because this month, the last, right before your birthday, right? The month before your birthday, it's really developing spiritual awareness where you can trip yourself up in life, eliminating those subconscious patterns that you no longer need, so you can, and also to be able to call upon your spiritual wisdom and your spiritual guides and your intuition to help you, guide you. So not just relying on what everybody else knows or what society tells you, and like, oh, I know this because society. No, that inner core wisdom that comes from places that one doesn't always, understand why it is, but it just feels right. Very strong, because by the 22nd, Capricorn, we have Saturn in Capricorn, your sign, and we'll be there for 2.5 years. And how well you've kind of done the Saturn in Sagittarius, we'll see how easy Saturn in Capricorn will be for you. And the end of 2017 it's not only setting up, like the end of 2016 set up the planetary pattern set up for 2017. Okay? The end of 2017 is setting up the planetary patterns for 2018. And because of the angle between Jupiter and Saturn at the end of 2017 and Saturn going into Capricorn, that pattern, that energy is being set up all the way to 2020, which a major connection is happening between Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn all in Capricorn in 2020. So it's, but that's the end of the year. I'll talk obviously a lot more about that moving forward. Thank you very much for listening and watching. There is a watch later button on the upper left-hand side of the YouTube thing. And if you click that and then, go on later in the year, a few months down the road, and we got the Venus retrograde, and you go, oh, it'd be so easy to find it, to remember, now how can I use these planetary patterns to help me? It just, if you click the watch later button, it will be there for you. I appreciate you watching and subscribing and all that good stuff, and have a very happy new year, very prosperous and healthy.